Hello everybody, my name is Stephanie and welcome to my channel, Stellefy. Before posting any videos, I wanted to introduce myself a little bit. I am Italian American, meaning that I was born in Milan, my dad Italian, my mom American. I was raised in Milan and I moved to France when I was 14, where I went to an American school. Then I moved to Florence for university and then New York, where I stayed for a couple of years. Then I moved to London with my little dog in a nice little basement flat in Notting Hill. And then I moved back to Milan. Oh, and growing up, I spent most summers in Ibiza. Lucky me, right? I know that is quite a mouthful to say every time somebody asks me where you're from. It's really hard. But I really appreciate so much the opportunity that I had growing up, being exposed to so many cultures. It really gave me so much. Some of these past experiences growing up were great, as I just said. Some not so much. There's always challenges in moving around so much and meeting new people and saying goodbye to the ones that you knew. But in the end, I did settle back here in Milan and here we are today. Since moving back to Milan, my mission has been, rather than actually moving again somewhere, traveling as much as I could possibly travel, which is one of the things that is weird, but I had never really done in the past. It was just so busy moving from one place to another, it really didn't give me a chance to just go for a 2-week holiday somewhere. I traveled at first in kind of a touristy way, and then I traveled and ate and traveled and met interesting people and ate new kinds of foods some more. And the more I traveled, the more I started finding ways to immerse myself in that specific experience. So rather than just going to famous sites, I guess I can say that I started feeling less of a tourist and more of a traveler per se. And many of the lessons that I learned throughout these great travels, I still use those kinds of experiences today in my everyday life. And what I apply to the bigger concept of slow living, which is the core concept of this channel. You might have already heard the term, or you might have not. The definition I would give to it is to live your life with you in mind. Living each day being mindful of you and always trying to find intent in what you do. It is such a big concept that my plan is to show you how I interpret it and not necessarily, this is the truth. It's just some of the little things that I've learned, again, through travels, through eating, through talking, through life, really, that have helped me in a really great way to slow down and really have a fuller days in some way. Some people might think that living a life which is focused on you sounds a little bit egocentric. Well, I mean, I'm not saying the whole focus is on you, but sometimes the biggest thing that you can do for other people is taking care of yourself first. Because once you do that, you have some tools in your hand and you feel so much more confident in being the one that then is the first helping hand that you can give to other people. So I am still learning, I'm still talking to people, I'm reading books. I don't define myself an expert in any sorts right now, but it'd be great if you could join me on this journey. So at least one of the first things that I can do is give you some tidbits that I have learned. I have practiced meditation with monks from Japan to Thailand to Cambodia. There's all these little tips and tricks that I've learned really by observing, by speaking, and by feeling things. The cool thing is that I now have the opportunity to live in a country that really does accept the concept of not all the time, but sometimes taking it a little bit slower and cherishing moments both by yourself and together. I mean, togetherness here in Italy is a huge thing. Of course, slowness is not something you do necessarily 24/7. I live in Milan. It's a very stressful city. People are working a lot. You definitely, when you need to go fast, you go fast. But at least there is that, wait a second, I need to chill out and take a moment for myself. That is hugely accepted in this country, luckily. And no, slow living doesn't mean you literally have to take things slow all the time. Sometimes you need to be somewhere and you have to go fast. There's some stairs to take, you need to really take them fast because you need to be somewhere at a specific time. That's not what it's about. It's about having, as I mentioned before, intent in what you do. So even if it's just for 5 minutes or 1 hour, or while you're doing some chore in the house, you can just take a minute to breathe, check in with yourself, and then move on with your day. So that's the cool thing about this concept. You can really take as little or as much out of it as possible. And one of the things I wanted to mention, which I thought was important to share, is I suffered in the past from a lot of anxiety, chronic anxiety. And these little, I don't even know if to say tools, but all these tips and tricks that I've learned throughout this experience of having anxiety, but also having these experiences abroad, really did help me feel like I was living a fuller day and life, I guess. So I hope you can join me in this little channel and hopefully I can share something that is of interest to you. And any questions, I'm super open to answer anything you may have to ask me in the comment section below. Another note, I am new to filming, I'm new to being in front of a camera, so please bear with me as I move along with editing and filming and maybe not looking always in the camera. So this is it for now. I hope you enjoy the next videos that are about to come. I will be talking really about a lot of different types of topics, whether it's things that you can do while you're in your house, while you're traveling, what kind of maybe food you can cook that can help you be a little bit slower and appreciate the actual cooking process. So it's really about everything, because the cool thing about slow living is that it's really a mindset after all. So it's there's a lot of different things that I've learned and that I would like to share with you. So see you soon, and thank you for listening.